Howdy, everyone. Enie's my throat. I just ate breakfast. Enie's 20. It is 4:20. April, right? We're still in April, right? Yeah, April 20th, 4:20. And it is a little after 11. It's 11:15 to be exact, and we're continuing with the Tales of Zesty. What do we do? All right. So last stream we swapped wind seraphs because Dazzle died. And now we have Zavid. And we gotta go to the bridge, right? Oh, Lohgrin, right. Except for her funds. The Tower Town. Okay, yeah, we gotta cross the bridge. Cross the bridge. Alright, I remember that part of the game. But before we do that, we're gonna head down here and complete this ruin that we didn't actually explore much of last time around.
Snacks are ready.
So actually, right before I started the stream, I'm like, oh yeah, how can I get Rose's other mystic art? So I looked into it, and Rose only has 2 mystic arts, but there are 3 listed in her thingamajiggy, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. So first we'll deal with Rose's second mystic art. In order to get Rose's second mystic art, we need to, from what I read, kill, what were they called? 30 altered monsters or something like that. And then that'll trigger an event. And altered monsters, or whatever the actual word they used to describe them was, that means the monsters that we encounter on the map that are stronger than the other monsters. They're like the unique monsters of this game. They're the ones who are at the end of these dungeons, who are wandering around the world that you shouldn't fight until you get stronger. Those guys.
What's this?
We gotta kill 30 of them. So naturally that means that we will get to that number as we play the game, and as I take some more random trips into dungeons and kill them at the end. Yeah, it's like leveling up Zenobia. Yeah, pretty much. As for Rose's third mystic art, so I was reading about it. So here's the funny thing: I couldn't figure out. I didn't want to go to like GameFAQs because I feel like they would just spell it out for you, and I didn't want it spelled out for me that way.
On the sweets, all right?
So what I did instead was I went to the Tales of Wiki, their own personal wiki, the Zestiria wiki. That's the name of the world in Tales of Fantasia, the first game, so that's why they call it that. And on there, Rose's mystic arts, they have a... It's like a chart. If you've ever been on Wikipedia, you know what charts on Wikipedia look like. So the first cell that talks about Jade Luminescence is a pretty standard size. The second cell, which talks about her second mystic art, is maybe twice as big as Jade Luminescence. Her third cell, which talks about her third mystic art, is gigantic. It's huge. There are so many details, and I'm like, why is Rose's third mystic art so special? And as I was reading it, I realized why. It's not Rose's third mystic art. Rose's mystic art, I was reading like what you need to do to trigger it. I don't remember what the first bullet point was. Oops. But the other bullet points all required, it's like you need Saray to have a BG of 6. And I'm like, why does Rose's mystic art need Saray to have a BG of 6? You need Saray and Rose in your party. Why do you need Saray and Rose in your party? You need Saray, Rose, and 1 seraph of each element on your party. And I'm like, why do you need the seraphs on your party? And that's when I realized it. That third mystic art...
So tell me,
oh no.
How does love make you two feel?
I feel like I want this jerk to get away from me. Is that love?
Oh yeah, that's love for sure.
Love takes many forms. I see. Remove the ego from a love-hate relationship and what's left? Must be hate.
Oh boy. And so I came to the realization that that isn't a third mystic art. The mystic art that I was looking at was I think it was a group mystic art. It's a mystic art initiated by all 6 party members because it requires all 6 of them to use it. And I was like, oh my god. Are you... What is this? So I'm like, holy shit, I want it. I'm going the wrong way. So it requires, obviously, your whole party, so no one can be gone for story reasons. Everybody has to be there. Saray needs a BG of 6. All the other Seraph need to have enough BG to initiate a Mystic Guard of their own, so I think they all need 3 as well. So you can't have them using up their BG for anything. And I didn't read any more after that because I realized this is something I definitely can't do anytime soon. It's something I need to set up for at like the end of the game. So I was like, alright, we'll just wait for that. I'm almost certain that's what it is. A group Mystic Art. It has to be, because why does it require everybody to have specific something? Yeah, that's a deep conversation. I really like it too. I just like that.
Ain't you overdoing it a bit there, Mixter?
No, this is about normal for me.
I just like that he's like, what do you think love is? And Edna's like, I think it's like you're annoying. And he's like, yeah, that's love. And I'm like, oh, I mean, he's not wrong. The closest I could think to like a group Mystic Art that's ever happened is Zestiria, the other one that I've been playing. Did I go to that room in the corner? In Zestiria, you can initiate a tag team Mystic Art with Yuri and Flynn. I know about it because I looked it up a long time ago. I don't know how to do it, but I know that it exists. But this Mystic Art requires everyone, and I'm like, so how? What does it look like?
There's treasures nearby.
My only guess is that it looks like Duke's Mystic Art. So Duke, in the last guy you fight in Zestiria, he has 2 Mystic Arts. His first one is just Big Bang, which is literally a Big Bang. You know, it's like he warps through to space. He witnessed a Big Bang. Everybody gets reduced to 1 HP. Pretty standard fare, all things considered. Die, 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 die. His second Mystic Art is called Brave Zestiria.
You act on instinct way
and
too much.
it is a combination of all of your Mystic Arts. Like seriously, if you watch Duke perform it, he's literally doing a bunch of the main characters' Mystic Arts at the same time. Like in tandem. He goes from one to the other, and the final hit is Estelle's Sacred Penance. And it's just like, it's pretty damn cool. But like, that is what I imagine this group Mystic Art probably is. It's like everybody doing their Mystic Arts at the same time. Which, that's pretty insane. And the lighting definitely makes that look more yellow, as opposed to how it looked green in the other one. I'm very excited.
I can smell herbs nearby.
So I'm looking forward to attempting that Mystic Art. So that's definitely endgame.
Well, that's a wrap.
And sorry, my vision's all foggy. It's because my glasses are dirty. I hate it. Alright, just cleaning them up. That's a little better. Where's my mouse? There you are. So how's the game sound? And how's everything sound? Because like I was listening to YouTube videos for the last stream. And man, the game was really loud at some points. Like a lot louder than me. So I kind of edited. I didn't edit it too much. Because like last stream, almost the entirety of the stream, the game audio was at -18, which is actually really loud. I normally keep it at -20. Right now it's at -21.4, so I hope that's good.
Is that a treasure chest?
Yeah, with some tasty dessert inside. I wouldn't recommend eating it, but it's there.
Ready for this?
Water! Let's get him! Quick! Let's get him! Sword flare! Prepare yourself! I won't hold back! Nope! Purity! Freezing strike! Blade bang! Strike! Be gone! Sweet dreams! Rising rage flames! Ready? Heal! Tiger blade! Sword blade! You act on instinct way too much.
Oh? Did your instincts tell you that?
Never forget that Zavid wants Rose and Miklo to fight. And Rose is totally okay with that. Monolith with the, what the hell is this thing? Did I not get a skit for it? Can anyone explain why there's a giant rock just sitting in here? Yeah, as long as I mean, of course, she needs to get her Anna tendencies all open and everything. You don't have a key to... Why do I need it? I hate you.
I sense treasure nearby.
I've never needed a key to open the door before. That one didn't look blue at all. Whatever color that thing was, they didn't... Not correct at all. Anyway, okay, so boss time. I found the save point. I'm glad these ruins aren't as big as the other one. Or at least I don't think they are. What the... I don't know what that is. That's a quick save, just in case. That's a really weird looking thing. Let's see what the characters have to say about it.
Don't underestimate me. I feel like I'm really being stared at. Well, I mean, it isn't us. I guess that is kind of the whole point, huh?
I mean, yeah. Dang, that combo went on a while. It's a division. Really, a division. Alright then. It's actually weaker than the boss troll in terms of levels and HP, so it shouldn't be too bad. What's it weak against? Well, wind and water. It doesn't have any resistance to force. Oh my god.
I need a hand!
This thing is very ugly. Sorry, Zavid. I was trying to interrupt this spell and I waited too long.
This is for you. We're survivors, no matter the odds.
And no one leveled up from that, but we did get the orb that we needed. Wasn't too bad. Actually, I want to look into that. How many of those orbs do I have? Alright, this was the free stuff. We got God Eater outfits. Cool. I forgot about that. More important than that, I need to look into... What are they called? Anomalous orbs. Where are they listed? There they are. 18. So I defeated 18 of them, which means I need to defeat 12 more. I got the outfit. Wow, that looks cool. I don't know anything about God Eater. Do you know anything about God Eater? I don't know anything about God Eater.
What's this?
Here you go.
Anime Monster Hunter? Yeah, I guess just based off the title, it sounds like that's what it would be, huh?
We've collected quite a few anomalous orbs.
You mean those orbs you get from mutant Hellions?
If you possess these orbs, you will be able to manifest powers beyond your ability. But there's also the risk of turning into a horrible monster.
Then wouldn't it be better to throw them away or break them?
It's fine for now since I've sealed its powers, but it's nevertheless something that can have a baleful effect depending on how it's used. And moreover, breaking them will cause malevolence to spread over the entire area.
So in conclusion, it's a good idea to pick these up as we go to avoid further problems, right?
Yes, but mutant Hellions are incredibly strong. If you ever find yourself in a tight spot, remember that there's no shame in escaping.
Got it.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That's where the door is. Alright, so I completed this dungeon, basically, in the terms that I beat the boss and got the orb. That's the important thing. But, that door is locked, and I think there might be a key somewhere else in the dungeon, so we're gonna go look for it. That's what I get for looking down. I walk into a wall. I look down very briefly. It really doesn't look blue, but whatever. I mean, it also has a symbol above it, so that's another way that you can
My
tell.
instincts tell me that there's treasures nearby. Let's make it quick. Oh, holy fountain! Be gone! Move out the way! Pull together! Freezing strike! Dragon bag! Blade! Sword flare! Blistering be gone! Water darkness! Rise and rage! Flames! Yeah! Blade bang! Sonic flurry! Be gone! Nice job, Nickleo!
You've been slacking off, haven't you?
Ah, the outfits changed the music too. Didn't see that coming. That's funny. Yeah, I do think it's pretty weird. I don't think the game is recent, the God Eater game, but I think it's just like a cross promotion they did, and it still exists. And they're like, well, why do we need to delete it? So here it is. I think I know one thing about God Eater. I think. I don't even know if what I'm thinking of is God Eater, but regardless. Cool outfits, new music, whatever. I'll take it.
Is that a treasure chest?
Steady your nerves.
Purification complete. I sense treasure nearby.
Check it out, Norman.
Are there any herbs around here?
His name is Poison.
Focus, guys! March! Be gone! No escape! It's over! Ready? Strike! It's over! Ready? Strike! That's moving on! Strike! Freezing strike!
You can learn a lot by running into things.
Alright then, so I guess we're done here, because I couldn't find the key. I'm 90% sure I've been everywhere, so maybe the key is something that we grab from a different location. Because there's no key here. I've been all around this block. Alright then, unless I forgot something, I think that means we've completed all of the dungeons, all the ruins in these areas of the game. This one, the one near the Earth place. No, this is near the Earth place. The one near the Wind place. And also the one... Where's the other one?
Keep your guard up.
Oh yeah, back near Pendrago, that one.
Not yet! Be gone! Sweet dreams! Freezing strike! Alex Cyclone! Frigid moon! Be gone! Multiple currents!
So, did you regret making Saray a shepherd?
Saray is an admirable shepherd. How could I?
Do you think he can win against Heldolf and Mountellus?
Tell us! Shall I read your palms? Oh, you have girl trouble!
So it was that easy to tell, huh?
I mean, come on, Zavid. Everyone knows based off the way you act, you have girl trouble. No need to be ashamed. Everyone feels that way from time to time. And some of us more than others. I'm talking about myself. What was that? I think it was someone... Gosh, people are really noisy around here. Oh, I feel a sneezing coming. That's not good.
That smell! Is it herbs?
Oh, that hurt.
Don't get careless out there!
That sneeze was coming for quite a while, and I could not hit the mute button on the mic.
Be gone! Attack the flash! Rise in rage, flames! Well done! Freezing fracture!
I can get changed without making a sound.
Alright, so we can get out of here now. Where are we going again, Rose? I forgot. Oh yeah, we were going to the bridge. The Great Camelot Bridge. And then after that we'll be at Zabgot Moor or whatever, the rocky, deserty type place.
Is that an herb?
Ready, McLeod? More to work! Just leave it to me!
Get lost! Ocean flip! Blood move! Multi-ball! Not yet! Release my spirit! Burn! Burn away! Sweet dreams! Ready? Be gone! Phantasm blast!
I showed them!
I just remembered that I want to take some time to like re-equip everyone with new stuff. Gosh dang. Guess I gotta go back to Pendrago again. You know, let's just use some quick travel. I guess that's the thing in the DLC. I don't think it's a good idea to do anything with it right now. Probably get my ass kicked. Here we come, the fun times of fusing. Fusion Ha. Ooh, 4 stars. Yay, I'm a VIP customer. So, how y'all been doing? What's up? Anyone got anything interesting to tell me while I'm doing this? Because this is going to take a while. Yeah, it's going to take a while. Oh, you're doing a commish. And it's not a Fire Emblem commish. That's new. Somebody found you and was like, hey, draw this instead. Sounds like fun. I think it's funny, Loon, I was talking to her very briefly about Zestiria. She reminded me that this game actually has something that Xenoblade 2 had. In Xenoblade 2, specifically in Torna, one thing people didn't like about Torna was that later in the game, it requires you to do a bunch of side quests to get the community rating up in order to finish the game. And people thought it wasn't fair to force you to do alternate stuff, you know? And like, I kind of get that. But what's funny is that this game has that too. So as you know, the characters have introduced these the Earth and Historia side quests. You can do that, you can grab little rainbow orbs and you'll get flashbacks and new like lore and shit, right? We're approaching a part in the game where the game now forces us to do that. The character's gonna be like, oh, I'll help you, but only if you get all the Earth and Historia. And so to continue that part of the game, you just have to go around the world and find the Earth and Historia. Okay. And yeah, so she mentioned that she wasn't too fond of that. Like, not in a bad way, just more like it's a little bit of a hassle. I don't know how many there are left. I hope there's not too many, but I honestly don't remember. I forgot that part of the game. But that is the worst part of the game, probably one of the worst parts, because it's like up until now, you've been on the shepherd's journey. That part really has nothing to do with it. It's like, okay, go find these rocks, and then I'll give you the information that you need to finish the game. It's like, it just feels like busy work, really. Okay, I'm still streaming. I was freaking out. Like, I'm still going, right? I'm still live. Can anyone confirm that I haven't disappeared? Okay, there we go. Jeez. The timer over there on the side. I forget. I have a Twitch stat thing that I look at just because it helps. It lets me know how long I've been streaming. Granted, I have a bunch of things that help me know how long I've been streaming. But that one was at 30 minutes. Like, I've been streaming for 30, but it was just frozen there. It doesn't move. It moves every like 5-minute increments. That's why it was freaking me out. I have another one on the bottom that's actually more honest. So I'll try to look for that one from now on, not freak out. Like, oh my gosh, where am I? So do you want to tell me what your commish is, or do you want it to be a surprise? I'm totally fine with either way. Oh, I see. Cool. That sounds cool. Get in on that Joker hype train for Smash. I was gonna play some Smash, but then I was like, actually I want to play a little bit of Minecraft, so I was just playing Minecraft instead. It's not like they're gonna stop me from making it any more powerful. You'd think they would, but nope. I thought we were done. We still had. Oh no, we still have the boots. Yeah, playing as Joker's pretty fun. He's interesting. Although I think it's not an issue. I guess this is how his character's supposed to be, you know, because all the characters have like play styles and all that stuff. I feel useless as Joker. Like, it's fun. Playing as him is fun, but I can't kill anything. Like, the only time I can ever kill people is either when they're at really high percents or when I have Arsene with me. When I summon the persona. Then, like, all my smash attacks become crazy powerful. And it's like, now I can kill people. Like, but without Arsene, I feel like the only thing Joker can do is build percentage. So he can't capitalize on it at all. It's something that I've noticed. It might be intentional, obviously, because, you know, releasing the persona is a big deal. And of course, because of the way I play, I don't summon Arsene until, like, he just, you know, summons. I keep forgetting to use Rebel's Guard. I'm not good at, like, that kind of stuff. I still like playing as him. It's really fun. He's cool. He's brand new. How much money did I just waste on this? I noticed that I had 5 digits when I started fusing, and now I'm down to... I had 6 digits when I started fusing, now I'm down to 5. Okay. Actually, let me buy some shit. Do you have anything cool to buy? You know, buying would probably be a bad idea. Because I just fused everything. Alright, let's go through everyone and see if we have any new equipment that they can put on that's better than what they have. Gosh dang, this is a lot of ridiculous. Oh, there we go. Vanilla Joker has more combos with the grappling hook, and Arsene is used to kill. Yeah, I forget about the grappling hook. I only use it obviously to recover, but I'm like, oh wait, no, it can grab too, just like Isabel. I was like, we're done. No, we still got Zavid now too. Oh boy. Yeah, I meant to do this before I started streaming and I forgot. This is how RPGs be. Alright, we're done. We're gonna go to the inn, we're gonna rest, and then we're gonna continue the story. Oh boy, that took like 5-10 minutes.
I never thought I'd see so many Hellions. Kinda makes me feel guilty for not being able to see them before.
You should. Ignorance is a crime, you know.
So, don't you think the quality of equipment is crucial in surviving tough battles?
They also say that true masters don't choose their weapons.
But since we're no masters, I thought it might be better if we build relationships with the shop owners and order from them.
Yeah, well, they say the relationship only lasts as long as the money does.
Yeah, I agree. So what I'm saying is, it's important to build a relationship with the shopkeeper rather than just haggling to get the price down.
I can't even tell if you guys are arguing or not.
I'm with Mickley on that one. Edna just likes to add a little bit of sass now and then. So, you know. It really is hard to tell. Okay, so we're gonna go now. We're all set up. We got our weapons done. We explored the ruin again. Next destination is the Great Camelot Bridge, which will in turn lead us to Zapgut Moor, which will in turn lead us to Lohgrin. Where this adventure, well, it won't come to an end, but that's a pretty good distance. Pretty long way we gotta go.
battle. Go for it. Beast of blood. Strike. Come on, everyone. That's the way. Be sure to let me know if there's treasure nearby. Got it?
Ready for this?
Serpent of water. Ready? Strike. No foe
Can stand
in our way.
See, now we're actually seeing that more. Once again, I was really surprised it took so long to see it the first time, because that winning thing came up all the time when I played originally. I always liked it though. So, I don't know what else to say. We just, oh right, there is one thing I forgot to give out: the plants. We'll do that when we get to the Great Camelot Bridge, so we're somewhere new. 'Cause like I said last time, a lot of the environments in this game we've been through have just been green and lush, you know, right? Even when this place was all rainy because of the cardinal, it was still pretty green. But here we are now, the Great Camelot Bridge, and we haven't been here yet officially, so. I don't know what has the ruins music, but your guess is as good as mine. Well, I did leave the battle difficulty on normal.
Hooray! I'm counting on you.
shield double damage.
Let's get him. Rise and rage, flames. It's time. Howling blade. Full tempest. Sweet dreams. Let's get him. The Desert Blast. Let's get him. Let's get him. Yeah, go. Let's get him. From you. Yeah, all right. Mind Flayer. Prison Edge. Strike. Hold on, everyone. Ready? Hold on, everyone. Serpent of water. Be gone. Strike. Well, that was actually pretty decent. Must have been, if you're complimenting me.
This isn't going to be confusing at all to navigate. And realistically, it isn't. It's just that a lot of the little side things you gotta jump into and jump out of, and whatever. We can handle it. It's just a bridge. We've been through worse.
Are there any herbs around here?
What's the point of this? There's nothing here. How dare you have a tiny closed off area and not put anything in it for me to loot? That ain't cool.
ray. I'm counting on you. It's impossible to catch them in the darkness.
It's a good thing it's not night yet.
Well, make sure you don't get kidnapped in broad daylight.
Oh, are these birds? They're literally just called blackbirds. Nothing special.
You were quite strong, but we're no pushovers either.
Oh great, these things. Sylphids.
Lila!
The Sylphid is a heinous wind art user.
They can warp too. Don't take your eyes off them.
Leave it to me.
Crimson Flame! May it burn your soul! Alright! Burn! Drop them! Dancing Flames! Crown Fire! Dancing Flames! Crown Fire! Dancing Flames!
Watch out!
Dancing Flames! Brilliant Blizzard! Ignite Flames!
I always hate the little sylph enemies, whatever they are. That whole family of enemy types are really annoying to fight because of that move.
Oh, holy fountain! Breakthrough! Bend the darkness! Rise and rage, flames! Ha! Ready? Let's give it up! Alright! Got it! Aqua Blade! Ha! Bridget Moon! Ready? Strike! What a formidable opponent!
What, the big bite thing? What big bite thing? You're speaking in code, Pete. Oh, no. No, not that. Vengeance Fangs, it does hurt, but I'm talking about Churlish Punch, which is the move that the sylphs do where they just kind of waggle their hands around and fly at you and punch you a bunch of times. That move is really annoying. Vengeance Fangs can be a little bit, but not nearly as bad as
My
Churlish
instincts tell me
Punch.
that there's treasures nearby.
Sorry. Yeah, you can see them doing that. They like kind of flail around their arms and move at you. It's a really dumb looking move, but it's really annoying. Well, the bridge is busted, so we gotta go around the long way. And when has there ever been a bridge in a video game that isn't destroyed in some way? It doesn't have gaps in it. It's not completely obliterated at some point. It's not anything. It's like just a good working bridge. That doesn't happen in video games.
We mustn't hold back. We can
Tiger Blade! Together! Dragon Bang! Dazzle Blast! Slice Blade! Locked in it! Burn! Rise and rage, flames! Tiger Blast!
All right, Pokemon. I mean, good for them. They have respectable bridge builders. Oh, here we are. This is a little camp where a bunch of merchants hang out in the middle of the bridge. There have been rumors of a vicious elephant roaming around Zapgut Moor. Oh yeah, I remember that. I sold an Iris gem to someone from Horsa once.
There we go. Info about an Iris gem.
I wonder how long ago that was.
What? Getting one of your bad feelings, Rose?
You could say that. I haven't heard much about the village of Horsa lately.
Did you hear talk about Horsa Village falling to ruin? Well, how about this? You know how many...
This stone disease. Could it be a Hellions doing?
That I cannot say, but I have a bad feeling.
You know
about
how
it.
many destroyed
You
villages
don't have
there
to be
are in...
Rose to feel it.
What? You know how many destroyed villages there are in this game? 4. Frickin'... I think it's 4. There's the one in Lady Lake, in the Lady Lake region. There's the one in Glaven. There's the one upcoming in Zapgut Moor, and there's one in the Swampland. So many. Yeah, Rose and Saray both have God Eater costumes. He has Julius's outfit, and she has Nana's outfit, apparently. Collaboration with God Eater too. Here's a Nana outfit for Rose. You have to change the hairstyle too. And of course you can. Why shouldn't you be able to? Oh yeah, cool. You can change the VGM. You can use the new one or the basic one. That's cool. I was talking about God Eater a lot earlier. Though that was more in confusion than anything else. Okay, so God Eater 3 is the game that just came out. I guess back when God Eater 2 was coming out was when they decided to do this. I don't know how old the DLC is, but it's there if you want it. Oh, I went back? Oh, we got info about an Iris gem, so that's good. They did mention that one of Rose's... It does? They did mention that one of Rose's, like, her merchant contacts hang out on the bridge and we could talk to them. Those were the guys we just saw.
Keep your focus.
Women in battle are gorgeous. Ain't that right, Saray?
Sure.
Come on, man.
Don't expect too much out of Saray on this.
I like how all Saray had to say about that was, sure. Of course, I mean, that's the boy. He's too innocent and pure for your ways, David. There's nothing here at all, either. lot of back and forth on this bridge, but we're almost out. You can see the field icon at the end of the road. That'll take us to Zapgoot Moor. Yay! Alright, that's why that exists. Because there's a huge friggin' jerk-off standing in the middle of the bridge.
Counting on you, Lila. Ready? Let's get him. Oh, it's over. Let's get him. That's how you do it. Get on. Strike.
Well, that's a wrap. Ready for this?
Oh, holy fountain. Ready? Let's give it up. Sarah, let's get him. Let's give it up. Sweet dreams.
Ready? Prepare yourself!
That did it. Oh, holy fountain. Earth dragon back. Hang on, everyone. I need a hand. Ready? Let's give it up. Red the darkness. Get on. Soul Blade. Not yet. Ready? Freezing strike. Freezing fracture.
Oh, you saw the punches? Yeah.
Everyone okay?
Sorry, I don't know why I was focusing so much on that fight. I don't think it was that hard. But, yeah, I got really quiet. Okay, so look at this big ass thing. I don't think I can beat it on moderate difficulty. I doubt I can. But why not? Let's just check. Let's get destroyed.
We can't
Level 52. Oh boy.
afford to hold back. Let's do this. Not yet. What the? How did it get so big?
I'm actually at a loss for words. Wow.
It looks like arts are effective. Let's divide the party up and attack.
Good decision. Shows how many battles you've been through.
Don't patronize me.
Rose!
Sleeping dragon!
I was like, why can't I heal myself? All right.
Shining mirror! Dream slasher! How like that?
Brilliant! Drop that!
Leave it to me! Sonic fire!
Crimson flame! Make it burn your soul!
Oh, it's dead.
I can't believe there are so many Hellions
That
out
was
there.
easy. I got 100 Grey Friend. I probably could have gotten more if I didn't use the healing item. But I really had no choice. Easy peasy. Shows how much better we're getting, relatively speaking, of course. Alright then. We're done with the bridge. There's nothing more of value on this bridge. I got to watch more Kamen Rider Zeo with my sister yesterday. That was fun. We're almost caught up. I really wish that we could have seen all the episodes together, but by the time we got to the point where it's like where I really wanted to watch more, it was midnight, and I didn't want to keep us up super late watching more. So I was like, all right, we'll stop for now. Really sucks because like the first 2 episodes, like it was such a bad place to stop because I really hate those 2 episodes. Are cool, but also like when I watched them originally, they felt pretty bad. Like not really all that good in terms of being episodes. But then the next 2 episodes, because it's like usually it's 2 episode arcs to count out. These 4 episodes all form like an arc, and we stopped in the middle of it because the first half of the arc is pretty poor by itself. It's really only made good by the other half of the arc.
That was radiant, Edna. Suppose I could learn from your level of
So we definitely
reserve.
should have seen all 4 episodes together, but that's okay. Cause like she believes that there's a character doing something really bad right now, and I'm like, nah, I believe that too. But you'll see. You'll see how much crazier it is what's going on. Like you thought what she was doing was crazy. Trust me, what's actually happening is crazier. Here we are. Check it out. New area.
Even a scorpion can prove a very dangerous hellion.
If only I could tell which ones were male or female.
You can't. They're animals.
They can't fly, but their beak is something to watch out for.
Is there a problem if it can't fly?
I don't know. You tell us, Rose.
Everyone okay?
Check it out. Oh, this place doesn't look confusing at all to navigate now, does it? Okay, so quick, just gonna give a few notes on that. So bonus ruins over there, or not ruins. It's a cave system, another cave system. You actually have to go there for a side quest, so we'll avoid going there for now. That's Lohgrin up at the top left. There's the abandoned city of Mosa. You know the one that Rose was talking about. Down here is to the swampland, the last area in the game. By the way, so we've reached the last. There's no new areas in the game after this. And then up there, if you like up that swirly path, right there, if you can see, there's like a square, a tiny little. Can I zoom in? Oh, I can. That tiny little square at the top there. That's the last of the Crucibles of Malevolence. I believe that's David's trial. We don't have to go down there though. We'll save going down in that direction for when the game wants us to go to the swampland, which will happen. Before we head to the swampland, we'll go. Oh, hey, look, a dog.
Let's get started. Burning red.
Can't believe there's a hellion this big.
Colossal size alone is a threat. Watch yourself.
And there's the elephant. Yay.
Ready? Dragon Bang! Soul Blade! Ready?
Don't celebrate just yet.
Burning red, freezing blue, hail and tandem! Piece of cake!
Hey, it wasn't that easy.
That was a cinch.
It was a little easier than that.
Then what was it?
A piece of cinch?
And not the first time we've seen elephant tennis. The aqua fence in the water trial were also the same. This is actually one of my least favorite little things in the game. So like they keep talking about this elephant, and as part of the story, you do eventually have to fight and defeat the elephant. I think it's holding an iris gem or something like that. And just, oh my gosh, I kept getting killed by it. I had to retry that fight so many times, and it sucked because there was nothing else I could do. I had reached like the end point of the story, and I needed to do that fight, and it was frustrating.
That smell.
I didn't feel like grinding or training or anything, so I'm just like, I'll just throw myself at it until I win. Got kind of exhausting. I guess it was a little bit my fault, but whatever. Although, granted how easily we took care of that Kraken on the bridge, like so easy, I don't think this big elephant will be much of a problem this time. I say that now, but we'll just have to see.
Sweet. Tiger.
Splendid! Let us not be full of ourselves and continue.
And we're all almost level 60 too. That's nice.
Ready for this? This is for you.
Light the way. Come to my side. Light the way. Strong as the earth. Behold, ready to ruin. Earth now loose. Hang on, everyone. Keep it up. Be gone. Be gone. No escape. It's over.
Humans and gold. Guess it's like cheese for rats, huh?
I like how every weapon of Edna's changes like the pattern of the umbrella. It's just nice. And obviously they're different weapons, but like, I don't know, I don't think that's a detail that people would have been super crazy to go over. Like, yeah, let's make this one with this design.
I sense treasure nearby. Let's make it quick.
Magnetic fields.
Be gone!
You may feel it slight help. Guard decay.
Frigid moon!
Magnetic fields. Shield.
Lions
You may
home!
feel
No
it
escape!
slight help.
Sword rain!
Guard decay.
Be gone! Phantasm blast!
You're gonna get sick.
Ready? Strike!
This is back. Just for you.
Concentrate! Let's keep it up! Sword rain! Ready? Ready?
Prepare yourself! Illumination! Don't let up!
Blade bang! Let's keep it up! Hang on, everyone! Tiger blade! I need a hand! Hang on, everyone! Sword rain!
We're survivors, no matter the odds.
I feel like I've been silent too long. Sorry about that.
Sweets are so good. Especially
I
after
lean
battle.
back in my seat, or not in my seat, on the couch to get really comfortable, and I just like, this is comfy. I don't want to talk anymore. So I forgot about that. That's fine. I don't have much else to say about this area. It's just, it's good to see simply because it looks so different from literally every other place we've been to, but that's because every other place we've been has been green. So like they didn't really think much about the uniqueness of the design of the areas that you go through in this game. I mean, Vesperia had a similar issue, sort of, but it was a lot less noticeable in Vesperia because even they were a little varied. The most noticeable thing about Vesperia is that it didn't have like a winter, like a snowy section. Like it didn't have a snow town, which is something that they have in Abyss and something they have in Symphonia. Something that I kind of got used to. This game doesn't have it either, which I think is really weird. But in Vesperia, there was still like a snow area. You have to go across some ice drifts at one point, and so that's the game's cold region. This game doesn't have a cold region at all. I love that Edna's cheer for this is like so enthusiastic. Yeah, it must be relatively warm. But then again, we don't explore much of the world. Like I said, there's really only 3 big areas. There's the entire region around Lady Lake and Marlin. There's the forest that takes us to Lastenbell. The big regions between Lastenbell and Pendrago. The mountains, the desert, and the swamp. It just doesn't feel like much. I don't know. I guess because all the areas are pretty uniform. She actually takes part in the cheer when Rose says to. So I guess that's good. Alright. Here we are, this is Lohgrin. Jeez, these people are really obsessed with that damn elephant.
Maven!
Old man!
Hey there, Saray. Young lady. You look well.
Glad we found you. Have you learned anything about Maltellus?
Right down to brass tacks, I see. Nothing much.
Yeah, we
I'm
look like
afraid.
crossover characters. That's the whole goal.
Listen, Maven. I do understand this infringes on the taboo. But Saray is the only shepherd we have right now. Please, I ask you to lend him your power so that he may walk his path without regrets.
Maven, you can really hear them?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Storyteller, we need you.
I see. So this man is the current storyteller of time.
Storyteller?
You must really be in a bind this time, huh?
I won't say we aren't.
I shall lend you my power. But you do know what that means, don't you?
Yes.
You're a scary one, lass.
Well, I'm lost.
Seriously, Lila, Maven, can someone please explain what's
Plot
going
twist,
on?
Mikleo, plot twist.
Now, hang on a minute. Do you understand how momentous of a decision you're presenting me with here?
Wait a minute. Is this the taboo Lila mentioned earlier?
That's correct. But as an explorer, I'll give you a bit of advice. If it doesn't all add up, the sensible conclusion is that you're missing a piece somewhere. Also, relics are not only to be found in ruins. Remember that.
Are you talking about the Earth in Historia?
It's true, we only got bits and chunks out of those.
What is it you know?
For now, just search and trust your hunches. Everything else starts from there.
You never could give a straight answer.
I'll be sticking around here. Come back once you're satisfied in your search.
Got it. We'll be back.
Thanks a lot, old man.
And there we go. So now we just need to find all the iris gems. Yay.
If we can just obtain some mithril, we could have weapons and armor made from it. That's a funny thing they've got here. A doll inside of a doll.
Oh? You see them a lot in the north. It's folk art.
You don't think
A doll inside
maybe
a
it's meant
doll.
to symbolize
Folk
the
art is
relationship between seraphim and humans?
Whoa, I wouldn't go overthinking it.
But look, they specifically chose this odd configuration. There has to be some meaning behind it, don't you think?
Undoubtedly. So what would you say it means then, having a human inside of a seraph?
Well, maybe it represents the distinct personality inside each seraph? No, hold on. Perhaps, in depicting a fanciful inverse of the typical seraph and human vessel relationship, it's meant to symbolize coexistence between the two. Zavid, is there anything inside the innermost doll?
Huh? Yes. Typically in the very core is a plum pit.
A plum pit? Yes, a symbol, of course. But of what? A pit is a seed, a sign of rebirth, perhaps? But then, why a plum? True, some bloom in the spring, but...
I'm starting to get why you like toying with our boy Mickey here.
I know, right? In some ways, he's even more pure than Saray.
Such rich philosophy. Very profound.
Oh, he's gonna be talking to himself for a while. Sorry about that, Mikleo. Jeez, why are these so expensive? Oh right, prices skyrocketed. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have bought those. That's fine. Chicken.
Why did she...
Rose, is the injury you got from him starting to hurt?
Oh, no, I'm totally fine. It's just really embarrassing for me to get hurt like that when being kept ransom.
No. What's really scary is that he would do such a thing without hesitation. And plus,
Simone's reaction.
yes,
Her illusions are really something.
her skills are quite unusual. But there's something even stranger about her.
You mean how she isn't affected by malevolence?
Yes. Or rather, how deeply she believes in him from the bottom of her heart.
But how could she? When she was shot, she was smiling. How could she trust him so?
Only she knows the answer.
But Simone has remained a seraph while following the will of Heldalf. That much is true.
So then what's really dangerous is how pure she actually is.
Pretty ironic.
Yeah.
Hey, Seraph, what's up? A dream of roundness?
Spherical perfection. You don't think it's Armadillon?
He said it was in Trizold Cave. Let's head on
Let's
over
not.
storyteller of time, huh?
Hmm?
You knew about Maven too?
Well, you know, he just seemed like a storyteller to me.
Sure he did.
And when I confronted him about it, it turned out my hunch was correct. That's all.
He's pretty well known as a storyteller, especially among Seraphim who have been around for a while.
You could have told us about it, you know.
Well, it's also a taboo.
For both Seraphim and humans.
But what does that entail? Let's focus on collecting the Earth in Historia, Mikleo. Just hearing those stories probably isn't enough. So when you see with your own eyes, you can figure out the truth behind the myth, huh? That's what it's about. Isn't that right?
Can't you give us a break on the medicine at least?
Sorry, I'm already putting my life on the line.
Hey, mister, don't you know that you're getting ripped off?
I know, but in this region, traveling merchants are the only people we can count on.
I forget who the Seraph for
5
this
times
region
the market
is.
rate is just too much.
Sure, we'll find them soon enough.
There's a rampaging elephant in Zafgot Moor that is attacking merchant caravans. The danger involved caused the prices to skyrocket.
If it's just an elephant, aren't there plenty of ways to deal with it, like running away or setting a trap?
But it has wiped out many cavalries and armed troopers.
Definitely sounds fishy.
Could you possibly be the shepherd?
Oh, yes. My name is Saray.
Oh my. We've heard a
Even
lot
all the way
about
out
you.
here in the sticks?
Your hope for this world. Please, do your best.
Please let us know if you need anything. I pray we can be of use to you.
Thank you. Just saying that means a lot. I'm surprised at how pious they are.
That's how it's always been in Lohgrin. They must admire and respect the shepherd full-heartedly.
Even though they're in a state like this.
Isn't that where you come in, as the real shepherd?
Looks like it.
Looks like I got work to do. Oh, here he is. This is the turtles. I like he's like saying something super dramatic, like, I've been looking everywhere for this traitor so I can murder him. Here's a map.
What's this?
I'm trying to put off talking to Rose because I know she's gonna have so many things to say. I'm never gonna get anything done at this rate.
Is that an herb?
Yeah, but it's on the other side of the door. Thanks for all the helpful hints, old man. Not. Okay, so we gotta go back to Lassenville. No, we gotta go back to Pendrago to talk to Sergei and his peeps, and then we also have to go to Pendrago to look into buying an Iris gem. So, backtracking. That's this game. That's this whole section of the game. For now, let's start with the obvious thing. Let's head to Horsa Village and get the Irish gem there. And also,
That caravan attacking elephant must be a Hellion.
Most likely.
just like Rose said, let's also hunt down that elephant and murder it. Also, Lila wants to go to Trizold Cave to see what possibly is Armadillo. Trizold Cave is that cave over there on the right. I don't know if we have to do that now though, because I I guess we should, because the other story event that takes us to Drizzle Cave is later, and it doesn't even involve searching the cave fully. All you need to do is go into the cave and go to a room that's pretty early in the cave and talk to a person there, and that's it, really. Yeah, elephants are kind of rude, huh?
Nice to be able to put my hair up with a barrette, right?
What's a barrette?
You don't know what a barrette is?
Were you born in a barn?
Have you been living under
Under
a rock?
Look what you did, Saray. You made them angry. Alright, so the elephant and the horse of village are actually like in the same area, so to speak. So no problem there. We can tackle both those Iris Gem objectives at the same time, and then we gotta backtrack to Pendrago. I don't want to. Luckily, I can just hop through save points. I don't need to put so much effort into it. Yeah, she doesn't do Terra Mine. She just saves up from shooting stars and then absolutely murders everything with magical bullets.
Well, that's a wrap.
There's only one good thing about this whole pointless Iris Gem hunt, and that is that I think right after the hunt is completed, that's when we return to Glaven Basin.
You're not gonna run away?
Again, I know I've been hyping up Glaven Basin a lot, but remember the last time I hyped something up? It was the spiritual trials. Remember? I hyped that up like crazy. It totally paid off.
Looks like we win.
It's the same here. I am really excited to
My
get back to
instincts tell me
Glaven,
that
but
there's treasures nearby.
you know, I definitely think it's after the Iris Gems. Cause I'm running through the story events in my head, and this part of the game is the most pointless part of the game. It really doesn't feel like what you're doing matters at all, since you're just running around collecting rocks. Cause they're like presented as like sub-content, basically. It's not like main stuff. And all of a sudden it's like, no, you need them all. No exceptions. If it was possible to get them all before you met Maven, then I think that'd be fine, but you can't. Some events just don't open up until after you talk to Maven.
can smell herbs nearby. Weapons ready!
Gonna feel the burn!
Let's keep it up! Gale! Be sure to let me know if there's treasure nearby.
And here we are. That's Horsa Village, or what's left of it. When we went to the abandoned village in Lady Lake, we fought that weird ghost hellion. So what are we gonna see here?
Looks like your hunch was right again, Rose.
Hope you like that one, because I got loads more bad feelings on the way.
Roger. Let's all keep our guards up.
Oh. The hellion didn't even come up on the map. A steno.
Okay, here goes.
The Medusa again?
Level 61.
She's a similar type of hellion, but it's actually steno.
We need to watch her petrifying attacks, right?
There are limited ways to prevent petrification.
If you aren't wearing preventive equipment, just try
Too late. So air and fire is what I actually need to fight this thing.
This might be bad.
British hellions are very resilient. Be careful.
I'll strike you! Blood moon! Chop them! Crimson cross! Chop them! Stay there! I'll strike you!
Dancing flames!
Cloud fire!
Jeez, there's really no way to... Yeah, there's really no way to unpetrify, is there? Yep. Oh man, we've been doing no damage to it whatsoever.
Know your limits, fools!
No, you can't. They just said that the only way you can prevent petrification is if you guard when they use the move,
The Medusa again?
She's a similar type of hellion, but it's actually steno.
We need to watch her
or
petrifying
if you have
attacks,
equipment
right?
that
There are
that
limited
specifically
ways to
prevents you from
prevent
being petrified,
petrification.
and that's it.
Wearing
You can't
preventive equipment, just try guarding.
petrify. Oh, it's happened so quickly. How are you supposed to stop it?
Dancing flames! Dancing flames! Cloud fire! Breakthrough! Dancing flames! Cloud fire! Dancing flames! Cloud fire!
I don't know whose idea was to just get rid of the ability to heal status effects in this game. It doesn't make any sense, really.
Dancing flames! Dancing flames! Cloud fire! Crimson cross! Crimson flame! Make it burn your soul! Embrace your oblivion! Dancing flames! Embrace your oblivion! Get lost!
Here goes! Finding vortex! Retreat for now!
That was tough. I got quiet.
So much malevolence.
I'm just like, please die.
I believed in you. I threw everything away for you. Why? Why?
Saray, purifier!
How could you? How could you choose her over me? Oh, shoot!
If you're not confident, don't go after her. You'll just get yourself killed.
Saray,
That was rough.
What's done is done. Let's go investigate the village.
Yes, there may be survivors that need our help.
We got 0.36 grade for that. At least we didn't get negative. And everybody leveled up, so that's good. And we got a new Iris gem. I think I said that already.
What just happened?
it was like people in his family just died.
Looks like it. Pretty much all of them, one after another.
It couldn't have been coincidence.
Were they murdered?
Yeah, there's no one here. Nothing.
Saray, you were thinking about the Cardinal, weren't you?
Just for a moment.
If you're still unsure about it, why don't you go relax it in somewhere? I can make the problem go away.
What are you saying? You can't purify Hellions on your own.
But I can kill.
But that's...
Saray, if you hesitate, the enemy will pounce on your moment of weakness. Hasn't Zavid been saying the same thing? I don't want any of us to wind up getting hurt by sympathizing with the enemy.
Are you saying that I'm holding the team back?
Yep.
Wait, Rose, Saray's just...
Mikleo, not now.
I won't have second thoughts anymore.
Well, I'm not saying not to have them. But if you're gonna do it, then stick to it.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't need to be so worried about them. I feel like an idiot.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, you're not like an idiot.
That's not what she meant.
That fight was rough, but I mean, yeah. So the Medusa fight luckily wasn't that bad this time around, but it was instead replaced by the Steno fight. And what sucks is that's not it. We didn't defeat we defeated the Steno, but we didn't purify it because like Trey couldn't bring himself to. So we have to. We'll definitely, probably, maybe see it again at some point in the future. That'll be fun.
Ain't you overdoing it a bit there, Mixter?
No, this is about normal for me.
So where is that thing? Oh, there it is. That's the elephant that we need to defeat for the quest.
Oh, Acis, Oasis, the very font of life. Goddess of the barren wastes, succor to the parched.
Surprise poetry reading?
Now, Mickey, my boy. Surely as a water seraph, you understand how precious water is in a place like this.
Well, sure, I guess, but...
Go on, Lila. I know you're just aching to plunge that smoldering fire seraph's skin into the cool crystal depths.
I'll pass. Do enjoy your nice clean spring.
Then Edna, come! It is only fitting that a seraph of the earth should join me as together we leap into this blessing from the land.
No wonder you're a wind seraph. Your situational awareness blows.
Nice one.
That one stung.
Then wash your tears in this very font of life.
Yes, I think I will.
Guys, just don't. I keep doing that. Just don't even try it with Edna. She's ready for anything that you're even thinking of
Haven't
saying.
tried it myself, but I'm sure it's tasty.
She'll always have the perfect counter to whatever point it is you're trying to make. One of the last crucibles of malevolence is right here.
Let's make it quick.
Magnetic field!
Dragon Bang!
Ready for dirty dancing?
Ready? Rising Surge!
Burrowing
Light the way! Light the way! Light the way! Light the way!
Sleeping Dragon!
Sweet dreams!
Sleeping Dragon!
Be gone! Not yet!
Earthborn! Strong as the earth! Behold, raging ruin!
Earth Revolution! Everyone okay?
An ominous malevolence swirls around here. Only Saray and one seraph may enter. Oh, that's interesting. Is there a crucible specifically for only the wind seraph? Because I don't think I found it yet. trying to remember which ones were the ones that I found. I mean, there might be one in the swampland, which might be the last one that I'm missing. I've only completed Stray and Roses, though, anyway, so... Hey, what's up? So we're gonna go head into that cave anyway. We'll complete that first. Maybe the fights there will give me a few more EXP to deal with the elephant over here, as you can see. So we're gonna do that first, and then we're gonna revisit all the crucibles of Malevolence so far and see if we can complete them. We've already done Saray and Roses, so they're good. We just need to do the ones for the Seraphs now. Which hopefully aren't as bad as I think they will be. I'm gonna drop the difficulty back down to normal for the Seraph ones anyway. We're level 60. We're almost level 60 now, so it shouldn't be too bad. I would quick jump over to the cave, but I didn't hit the save point over there, so we gotta run.
Ready?
I showed them.
Stupid is as stupid does, they say.
Looks like we win.
Hey, welcome back, Pete. I think I said that right, but just in case. Hey, look, another herb. All right, I keep forgetting to use those things.
Are there any herbs around here?
Ready for some fun?
I used the herbs. It's 420 after all. Yeah, I mean, if there was ever a better reason to use them now, that would be it. I'll use them when I get to my next destination, which is the cave that we're headed to. That's not that far. We should get there pretty quickly. And his music too is pretty nice. This place is nice, generally speaking. Even if the enemy types are kind of rough. But I think it's good too because they're actually stronger. We're finally hitting up new stuff and the stuff that's actually giving us a challenge. Everything up until this point has been pretty weak. Or at least, you know, because we've been in the same areas for so long. How high are you just? Level 50 almost.
Humans and gold. Guess it's like.
Alright, we're almost there. To the good old ruins of Ruiny. I keep saying ruins, it's a cave system, not a ruin. There it is. The very big, obvious hole in the ground. Alright, so let's use all those herbs. I don't know how many I have. Sage, maximum HP by 10. Attack power. Alright, well, I like attacking. Defense. Art attack. Alright, well. Art defense. Focus. HP by 15. I'll take that. I like having HP. That's my thing. Everybody else back off. Attack power again. That's also mine. Defense by 3. I can't believe my defense is the lowest out of everybody here. Well, no, hers is. Now caught up. Art attack again, so that's magical based shit. Art defense. Focus. And there we go. All the herbs given out. With 0 thought. Okay, not true. Minimal thought. Big difference between minimal thought and 0 thought. I thought about it for like a second each time I used it.
I found this.
I'll protect you, Rose.
Strong as the earth! Behold, raging ruin!
capabilities as a shepherd.
Well, I think he's quite talented.
I think you're kind of overrating him.
And
Yeah, that was a lot of birds, but the earth power kind of ripped them apart. Okay, this is it. Yeah, this is where we have to come back to for the story. So it's a very small room right off the beginning of the dungeon. No big deal. Oh man, it's eerily quiet. I'm surprised there's no music in here. There is, it's just very quiet. It's like a Donkey Kong Country cave.
Let's get this over with.
Freezing strike! Howling cyclone! How's this? I'm ready for you! Howling cyclone!
I was just thinking, since Loon actually watches my streams sometimes, I was wondering if because I don't think she has a Twitch. If you don't want to make another account, I totally understand. I have too many accounts. Every time I have to make a new one, I get upset. But wondering if I could put in my Discord a channel for a live stream calls, like just a live stream chat channel, and you go in there and you talk while I'm live streaming. Because I could totally, I have Discord open like all the time. I could totally have it open to that channel and like shrink it and put it in the corner so I can see the chat from there as well. So that way people on Discord can participate and they don't need to make a Twitch account if they don't want to. I think I'll try that out for my next stream.
Well, a win is a win.
You ready, Saray?
dual bombs are very dualistic about things.
I'm not really sure I get it. Ready? It's time! Howling blade! Full tempest! Hang on, everyone! Tiger blade! Celebrate! Aqua blade! Switch it! Forces of passion! Be gone! Ready? Forces of nature! Be gone!
I mean, I used to be pretty okay at making food, but now? Really?
You know something I just realized about Saray that confuses me? He has a sword on his right hip, and he pulls out and uses it with his right hand. It seems highly ineffective. I don't know. Just the thought about drawing out a sword that is on the same hip as your primary arm, it's just weird. Like, I'm trying to imagine it, because swords, I mean, granted, Saray's ceremonial swords aren't all that big, but like, you grab a sword and you have to pull it out of the sheath, right? And if it's a really long sword, then it takes, you really have to pull far. And I feel like that's easier to do when it's on your opposite hip, because then you can just twist the hilt, the scabbard, and then pull it out that way, as people often do. And then, I mean, even in Game of Thrones, like, you see how they do it when they're pulling their swords out, because they're so massive that it takes a while, and it seems pretty awkward. But for Saray, it's weird that he uses his same hand to pull it out. I don't know, it's weird. Like, you would think that he would be left-handed, or that he would put it on his left hip if he's right-handed. It's really bothering me right now. Yeah, I was just looking at the map, and everything about the map made me go, nope. But I'm already in here, so I have no choice.
You're not gonna run away?
Try to do this. There we go. Alright, be right back. I'll let them fight for me.
You can't just swing your sword around and win.
What about swinging an umbrella around?
Alright, I'm back. So, yeah, in my head, I was starting to feel like the oncoming of a headache. So I just went and took some coke. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna deal with it. Also, I'm still not playing. I have to talk back to Zestiria. I was hitting buttons and he was doing everything except what I was telling him to do. Right, no, wrong button. There you go.
Solid rock, ready?
Yeah, the proper way to play Tales games, in my opinion, is semi-auto. I don't like the idea of manual. Even semi-auto isn't flawless, but I still think it's better than manual.
We're survivors, no matter the odds.
I sense treasure nearby.
I was kind of thinking, like, why are we in here again? Alright, we're looking for Army Dylan. Apparently he's in here. Or is it Armadillon? It's the perfect curler that Lila is obsessed with.
You're not gonna run away?
Armadillon, find the... Yes, indeed. That's our whole goal. Hopefully we'll accomplish that, or else Lila will go freaking crazy. I don't know if we'll find him in here. I really don't remember. But Armadillon, the mysterious perfect curler that only Laya knows about, and that also Rose appreciates on some level.
What's this?
Since she likes curlers too, apparently. It's like, I don't know if you were here. I don't know if you left when I... No, you didn't. You had come back already. No? Or maybe you left. I don't know. It was during a skit. They were talking about... Oh my gosh, it's the most inappropriate thing. It was definitely not intended to be like a not safe for work conversation that Rose and Soraya were having. But unfortunately, that's how my brain perceived it because I have a shitty brain. And also, it kind of hurts, so that's probably why.
My instincts tell me that there's treasures nearby.
It was just funny. Like, Rose said what she said, and I was like, whoa, that's a little direct. But then I'm like, oh, I know, she meant this. My bad. I misunderstood. It was the Medusa, the steno that we fought. Soraya had refused to kill it,
That
right?
smell.
And oh,
Is it herbs?
skit time.
A glowing mushroom. Nice.
Moist and gross, but points for otherworldliness.
But how strange. What causes it to glow?
I bet he'd know if he were still here.
Hey! Why not ask your buddy Zavid?
What, you know the answer?
The famed glowing mushroom. And why, pray tell, does it glow so bright?
You don't know. The answer is you don't know, right?
Because it craves attention.
3 points out of 1,000.
Duh. But look, I'm not wrong, am I? A shy mushroom would never willingly stick out like that.
Over-explaining. 20-point penalty.
There's negative points?
We've got a mushroom of our own to brighten our path, don't we?
It seems we do.
I'll probably get in trouble for saying this, but I don't care. I'm gonna say it. So, the conversation they were having was Soraya didn't want to kill the steno. Like, it's not that he didn't want to kill; it's that he was reminded of the cardinal, who was also a Medusa type creature, and he couldn't bring himself to kill her, and so Rose had to do it. And so she was trying to tell him that, like, it's that's okay. Like, you know, if he has issues, he's like, he couldn't figure it out. And so she told him that she said, if you really want to feel better or something like that, rest at an inn and I'll take care of it. And my head was like, whoa, what does she mean? I mean, maybe that'll take care of it, but I don't think that'll take care of all of his other issues that he's having. And it turns out what she meant was, like, literally, hey Soraya, go to an inn and wait, I'll go find the steno and kill it. That was what she meant, that she was just gonna go off on her own and kill it. He couldn't bring himself to do it. So I'm the one who misunderstood. But that's how I read it. I mean, can you really blame me?
Purification complete.
It was the same conversation they had at the very beginning of the game. Relatively speaking. Yes, I'm almost out.
We're here
Right.
to purify you.
Get away from me.
Tiger Blade.
Oh, I can switch them to auto. I forget that I could do that. How do I do that? That's not it. There it is. Be right back.
Purify the earth. Circle. Repeating giant. Ready? Strong as the earth. Behold, raging ruin. Earth revolution. So, did you regret making Soraya shepherd?
Soraya is an admirable shepherd. How could I?
Do you think he can win against Heldalf and Moutelis?
Tell us! Shall I read your palms? Oh, you have girl trouble!
So it was that easy to tell, huh?
Alright, I don't know why everyone stopped in that pose. I don't know what that final conversation was, but hey, what's up? Oh, no. It wasn't headaches. I had to go help with something. So I just turned it on to auto and went to help with someone. Yeah, nothing to do with that. Nothing else. Just simple, had to go help. So yeah, I think I'll cut it actually right here. So after that fight, I'll have to track down. How long have I been going? 220? Okay. And that's what I'll cut it in half for YouTube. Because I don't like having giant 4-hour things on YouTube.
Ready for some fun?
Alright, I switched back to auto again. I mean manual. I mean semi-auto. I mean, don't do that. There we go. Yeah, no, it was no headache. Don't worry about it. We need to find Army Dylan or Armor Dylan. I keep getting him mixed up with Donkey Kong 64. The first boss in that game, Giant Armadillo, was named Armadillo.
We won. As usual.
That's all I could think about. And that opens the shortcut back up to the first location. And we'll go through here to the third location, unfortunately. Oh, I think all that's over here is probably the boss room, right? No. Not the boss room. Instead, it's a whole nother chunk of this stupid cave. Oh, yeah, you fight Armadillo twice also. DK64 is a great game.
Not in the mood, but oh well.
I would love to stream that game. Or just record it, or let's play it or something. It's a fun one. And I never really minded the Armadillo fights in DK64. I think the second one was pretty tough, but the first one wasn't bad. But then I'm just thinking about, was there any other boss that you fought more than once? There was. It was the Dogadon, I think. The dragon. Did I go through here? I think I did. The dragon moth butterfly thing. I don't even remember what he was.
Is that a treasure
Yeah, that
chest?
one. Oh gosh. The second fight against Dogadon, I think, was the hardest fight in the game. Aside from some sequences of the K. Rool final battle, but Dogadon, just the second one was as a big boy Chunky. Yeah, that one. That fight was hard. Something about it, I don't know what it was, but I just wasn't able to beat him. Either he beat me, or the world sunk into the lava, and then you like automatically lost before I could even beat him. Like, he just took so many hits, I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. I did eventually beat him, but good gosh dang, it took a long time. Oh yeah, Mad Jack. The Mad Jack fight's a lot of fun. That one was also really tough. Especially at the end when he started bouncing around really, really fast.
no matter the odds.
Yeah, the last time I played DKC4, I didn't even get to play at all. The farthest I got, that's because the controller I was using. It was a GameCube. It was not GameCube. It was an N64 controller I bought online. It worked for most of the game, and then when it stopped working, I switched to one of our old ones, which worked for the most part. And then it didn't. It stopped working. So the farthest I got was Creepy Castle, I believe. It was the next to last world. I got up to that world, and then I just was not able to finish it anymore. Because the technology just, the controllers just didn't want to help me out here. It really sucks, because that was last place. I thought that was the finale. These enemies really do take much more of a beating than I expect. Sometimes I'm just like mashing away at them like, oh wow, they're still not dead. That's impressive. Over here.
I sense treasure nearby.
Keep expecting to see something pop out, but nope. I was like, wait a minute, which way did it come from? Luckily, there's a little orange dot on the map that tells you where you enter the area. Oh my gosh, no, there's too many, I don't want it. What are they weak against? Water? Good.
Here's the skies! Arrow squall! Here's the stick! Blue flurry! Pierce and explode! Scatter and crush! Saints arrow! Lightning vortex! Feel the burn! Radiant heat! Here's the skies! Here's the skies! Here's the skies! Arrow squall! More than water! My bow is ahead! The vortex follows you! Alright! Break down! Let's get him! Come on, everyone! Retreat back! Lightning vortex! Here's the sky! 5 stars! Arrow squall! What a formidable opponent!
Oh, do ya? Oof. Sounds like fun. Where is the... wait, oh, there we go. Alright, well, you have a great, crazy, busy day. I'm gonna finish up this dungeon and then go grab a bunch more iris gems. Mainly, I want to get at least a 2N Pendrago. There's one in relation to talking to Sergei, and then there's one for buying it, although I doubt that's how it's actually gonna go. And I think also the elephant. Wait, no, I do want to do the crucibles too. Gosh dang, I'll figure out something to do. But it'll be an interesting thing to watch after the fact. So no worries, do what you gotta do. I'm gonna do a bunch of side stuff. There's no story stuff, that's for sure. The game doesn't want to let me do story, not yet. So yeah, I have my own version of a busy schedule up ahead. Not as busy as yours.
My instincts tell me that there's treasures nearby.
Saw something behind me. Stop following me. There it is. What is that thing? I don't think that's armored. Pill bug.
Looking for
Oh, that's a very strong thing. It's only weak to wind, huh?
a fight. Oh, you found it.
Oh no! This isn't armadillo! It's round, I guess, but it's just a pill bug.
I won't accept such a half-hearted attempt. It's ball or nothing.
Jeez, poor guy. He doesn't get any respect for being a pill bug.
I need a hand!
Here I go!
Zestiria! Here goes! Razor Vortex! Winds! Wind blade! Don't push yourself! I need a help! There! Here goes! Virulent Charge! Keep up! Come divine wings! Swarm the sky! Zestiria! Strike! Here goes!
It's always so much better to get that hit in when it actually has power hit on as opposed to restrain or normal damage. Of course.
Razor Vortex!
Man, Zestiria is stupidly powerful. Alright, let's...
There! Don't push yourself!
Are you freaking kidding me? It's always towards the end of battle that they just can't hold it together.
This might be bad.
And, yeah. Well, I mean, it's less funny when it happens to me, but...
Crimson! I won't lose this time! Ready? Gale! All for your protection! Captain Ewan! Get and heal it here! Be gone! Blue Flurry! Ocean Blast!
I was just sleeping. That felt good.
Three become one!
No, that's not what I'm gonna do.
Trinity!
But I'll take it.
Shatter and fall to the earth.
And now be careful!
Oh my gosh.
Rose!
Embarrassing. I can't be.
Three become one! Trinity Arrow! What a formidable opponent!
Only Mikleo and Saray got that EXP. Not surprised.
Too bad. I know you really wanted to meet Armadillon.
It's all right. I should have known that he would be extremely difficult to corner. However, I shall not give up on my dream. So long as I seek the perfect curl, I know I will be able to meet him one day. After all, what goes around comes around.
That's the spirit.
You know, I think this wound up being a pretty nice story
Oh, did
after
it?
all.
Yeah.
If you ask me, this whole thing spiraled out of control.
Some of us are
I
low
forget
on
if,
health.
if we ever... Because I definitely didn't meet Armadillo in my first run. I think maybe there was one more... No. I don't think there was. I was trying to think if there was one more event or one more situation where I
treasure
bumped into like a round creature and set off a skit with Lila, but I don't think there was. The first one was totally random too. It was just a normal enemy, I think. And then this one was like a side quest enemy, which makes a bit more sense. So I don't know. I don't even know if Armadillo actually exists. She claims he exists, but Lila claims a lot of things that aren't true. Anyway, we gotta leave this place now and return to... What's it called? Lohgrin. Yeah, screw the Iris Gems. We're just gonna We're just gonna do what are we doing? The Crucibles. I always forget. We're gonna do the Crucibles instead, and we'll end it after that. I definitely feel the Crucibles won't be nearly as bad as anything else in the game that it possibly has to throw at me. We gotta go to Lohgrin to rest at the end, which I guess we could quick jump there. It's not that far though. So we're gonna go to Lohgrin, rest at the end, then we're gonna look up where the Crucibles are and warp to them and take them on one at a time. We'll drop the difficulty of the game back to normal because I don't want to put up with it.
Hey, babes. What kind of guys are your type?
The type that don't even ask that.
Or say, hey babes, either.
Wow. Sorry about that. He was not ready for that. Poor Zabid. So, I don't think Dezel had one. I guess. Like, I wasn't sure if Dezel left the team, like, well, if he died, before or after we found, like, a Crucible for Wind. But no, I guess he's gone before we even got that far. I was wondering when he was called a lycanthrope. Fitting.
I still got stamina to spare.
Nope, no one has any stamina. That's why we're heading back to Lohgrin to rest at the end. Gosh dang, these things are so fast. I really wish we had the full power wind stepping again.
That's what the shepherd can do.
Deep fried prawns.
Think I'm feeling a bit tired today.
Yeah, there's no shortage of things we need to do.
Now we have the Earth and Historia, and the Storyteller to deal with as well. The world we live in is full of secrets and mystery.
I hear you. It's really frustrating being pushed around and intentionally kept in the dark like this.
Yeah, but isn't that kinda natural?
What do you mean?
Ain't nothing but secrets in the world of merchants. The market, guild rules, networks, conveyance routes, all kinds of things you can't say in bid riggings. Every day is a battle against secrecy.
I see. Yeah, you're right.
In our case, that secrecy is all over Mount Hellas and its past history.
Of course it is. I am a shepherd after all.
And you like it, don't you?
Of course!
He's not kidding.
Well, as long as you understand. Okay, let's keep up the never-ending battle against secrecy.
I wish I was as upbeat as Rose about this. Being kept in the dark for no reason other than being kept in the dark is pretty shitty. And that's what this whole last portion of the game is like. Well, we could tell you, but I'm gonna make you go on a scavenger hunt so that you could find out for yourself. And I'm like, I mean, I get it, but also don't do that, maybe? Alright, here we go. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so Rose and Saray, I guess Lila, Mikleo, Edna, Dezel, or Zavid, and now the one with the Seraph. And I guess the last one, assuming there's one more, is probably Rose and a Seraph to counter it. Okay, so the Meadow of Triumph and Aphrodite's Hunting Ground. So there was another one. Was there one in Pearlet's Pasture? Ah, this is the one here. No. No. Nope. That's the one I already did in the Meadow of Triumph. Yeah, there was one in... Okay, so that's where we're going then. I believe this one is Mikleo's, I think? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's Mikleo's. Alright. So let's drop the difficulty. And let's do it.
Time for battle. Go! Try this!
Okay, stop it.
Spiral strike! Misty reach! Go! No escape! Blaze of ice! Ice reaver! Go! Go! No escape! Go! Try
It's gonna
this!
suck.
Misty reach! Disappear! Torrent Bay! No escape! Purity, come forth! Pressure, ice!
And I also don't have his art set. Of course I don't.
Surging current! Go! Torrent Bay! Surging current! Surging current! Rise, Mist! Disappear! Exo strike! Go! Torrent Bay! Exo strike! Pressure, ice! Freeze blend!
It wouldn't be such a big deal if I could actually, like,
Pressure, ice!
not worry about being knocked out of my spells at all times. But as far as I'm aware, there's no ability in that game like that.
Misty reach! Spin! Spin! Spiral strike! Surging current! Water! Misty reach! This is bad! Torrent Bay! No escape!
Alright, let's get rid of that now. Stop. There we go. That's stun, paralysis, status of it.
Disappear! Spiral strike! Misty reach! Go! Surging current! Water! Red light! Fly!
No, you don't. Gosh, this guy sucks so much. I imagine it's probably even easier if I drop its like easy difficulty, but then, you know, I think we can deal with that. So, I don't know how many enemies enemies I have left to kill. I wish there was a counter. They have one in Vesperia, and that game's older than this one. I should have put it in here. Of course. At least there's no enemies that can petrify you. That'd be unfair. I have that in Vesperia. We don't need to deal with that again. And I don't mean like the Medusas. I mean, well, I do mean like that. But in the scenarios where you're fighting by yourself, they put enemies in Despair that can petrify you and cause you to instantly lose. I think that's kind of garbage. But then even worse than that, they put an enemy that can one-hit kill you at any opportunity, and that also sucks too. There we go, that's Zestiria. Was waiting for that to go off. Damn it, it's not what I wanted. Jeez, I'm trying to... Never mind.
Well, a win is a win.
Sloppy win is a win, so, you know, deal with it. Alright, that's Miklio's down. I guess next we gotta do Lila's. I'm not looking forward to that one.
Good job, Miklio. Well, it wasn't too bad. No surprises.
Exactly. No need for me to enter the ring. My manservant Meebo was enough to handle the problem.
I worked my butt off, and that's the thanks I get?
Oh, was it hard? It was hard, wasn't it? Sorry we asked too much of poor feeble Meebo. Phoebo. Fear not, dearly departed Phoebo. Edna shall avenge you.
Oh my gosh, you have a comeback for everything.
For everything.
Stop that!
He's gotta know he's being played with. Why does he put up with it?
He puts up with all sorts of things. He's just that kind of guy.
Huh. I can see that.
Miklio, you did it.
No, I didn't! Wait, I mean... Huh?
Gosh, she has way too much fun with that. Hey, Noble Quantum. I don't know what that is, but I'll take it. Alright, what is that? Ah! Okay. Alright. Let's go to a different crucible. So, is there one in Byroclef? There is. That's where we're going. Actually, I think there's also a unique monster like right next to this one, assuming it's the one I'm thinking of. Yep, there is, right? Yep, the giant scorpion thing. I think we can handle a fight with this thing, no problem. Yeah, level 40, not too bad.
That is a mutant hellion called Millionpeed.
Even calling it a centipede would be a bit much.
Yeah, a million is way too much.
More than 2 legs is too much.
That's just your bias.
Are millipedes like rich centipedes?
I don't even...
And maybe, I mean, he is golden. And has a move called Millionaire, apparently.
Gonna feel the burn.
I was trying to armatize it, I didn't realize I used all my FPG. Great.
Here goes. Fearless stars.
Take this! Earthborn! Thrown in the earth! Behold, bring it through it! Earth revolution!
Well, that was actually pretty decent.
Must have been, if you're complimenting me.
I wonder what it is about this boss that beating it with a Mystic Art and also not getting hurt gave us less gray than the other one. When the other one was far weaker, we were way stronger than the other one that I took out in one go. It's very weird. Alright, so where's Lila? Alright, gotta set up her arts now. I don't know. How do I do that? There, that's how I do that. Okay. So, Pyrogenic Ring, Blitz Bomb, Flare Vortex, Photon Blaze, and Burning Strike. There we go. It's interesting that they actually have an automatic setting that actually works like that. I think this is the Lila one. Yeah, okay, so this is the one that I gave up on because it was taking forever. And I sucked at it. But now with as many more levels as Lila has, hopefully this won't be too bad. Yeah, the enemies are weak. Just never mind. There's really no point in casting spells in these things. You guys don't even charge me, they just kind of chill. I feel like the Rose one was probably the one that took me the most. I think I did Roses and Moderate, just that's probably why. Also, I was pretty early into my time using her, but once I figured out what her arts did and which ones were elemental, especially, it made it really easy, especially for the orcs, I think they were, or the trolls, because they're weak to fire. And she learned Rising Falcon, which deals a dumb amount of damage to those guys. Can you just let me kill you, please? See, this is me trying to attack, and they all keep interrupting all my attacks. It's so annoying. And their attacks all just come out so much quicker than mine. War Tiger. I thought it's a Were Tiger. Let's see if we can. No, still not happening. Still not happening. There we go. It didn't even do. It wasn't worth it, but all the other spells just take longer. So if I can't even cast the weakest one, then what's the point of even trying all the other ones, right? I remember this part sucking. Just stay away from me, all of you. Farther, far away.
We mustn't underestimate the malevolence.
Wow. That move that dog used on me just charged up my attack. I guess, I mean...
I think this place should
Never
be
mind.
quelled for now.
Are you okay, Lila?
Yes, I'm fine.
Better than us, probably. Your sparks were flying everywhere, and my dress nearly caught on fire.
I'm sorry. I should have warned you. When you're around a fire seraph, You're in for no danger.
I set her up for that one, didn't I?
But Lila, watching your graceful fire dance has lit a flame in my heart. I don't know if I can ever put it out.
That's why every community needs affordable dousing.
Ugh, we keep enabling her.
You're incredible, Lila.
In more ways than one.
We keep enabling her. I'm gonna be honest though, I didn't catch what the joke was that she had told Edna. I don't get that one. The dowsing one makes sense.
Disarray, you're definitely improving more.
But like the other one I couldn't quite get it. So I just leave Edna and Zavid.
Indeed, that's the end of it.
I guess there is one more crucible in the swampland. I forgot about that one. Assuming that there is. Yeah, that's no Aphreed's hunting ground. It's not even listed there. Why is there a purple point here? Who's this one? Right, Edna's. Alright, well then let's take care of that then. I could probably just Google where the other one is because I'm kind of drawing a blank. Then again, the one I couldn't even quick jump to the one in Aphreed's hunting ground. It's like that one doesn't even exist. Or not that it doesn't exist, but maybe it.
Yes, we should
All right, here we go. Hers are
do
stronger.
this. Spin, let us know. Feel the storm. Can I pick it? Special delivery. Weak. Hey, hey. Weak. Hey, hey. Can I pick it? Spin, spin. Weak. Hell? Weak. Hey, hey. Can I pick it? Let us know. Feel the storm? Better luck tomorrow. Time to rock out.
What does Rock Trader do?
Time for your embrace. Think you're tough? Things are getting heavy. Have a safe flight. Let us know.
Wow, this is as good as I'm doing.
Yoink. Time for your embrace.
Why are you capable of casting magic anyway, stupid bug?
Have a safe flight. Let it. Spin, spin. Let us know. Can I take it? Special delivery. Feel the storm. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me.
I don't get what those do if they're not attacks.
Time for your embrace.
That one is at least
Let it snow.
a very strong one
Feel
too.
the storm.
Shame game that takes so long to frickin' go.
Can I take it? Special delivery. Have a safe flight. The Earth rages! Get ready! Don't mess with me! Know your place! Get out! Down! And stay down. Terrifying! Can I take it? Special delivery.
So where did I put air pressure on? I don't remember. On up. Alright.
Think you're tough? We think you're tough? Down on your knees. Think you're tough? Down on your knees. Think you're tough? We things are getting heavy. Here I go.
They're so small.
Can I take it? Think you're tough? Down on your knees. Think you're tough? We think you're tough? Down on your knees. Here I go. Spin, spin.
I got nothing else to say. This is gonna take a while.
We think you're tough? Down on your knees. Think you're tough? Down on your knees. Ouch. We things are getting
I like how
heavy.
energetic she sounds about everything, though. It's pretty great.
We things are getting heavy. Here I go. Think you're tough?
Oh, come on.
This was trouble.
Really?
Yoink.
You're gonna throw one of these things at me now?
We things are getting heavy. Down and stay down. Terrifying. We things are getting show 'em what for. Think you're tough? Down on your knees. Think you're tough? Down on your knees. Think you're tough? Down on your knees. Time for your embrace. Finally. Time for your embrace. Finally. Think you're tough? Down on your knees.
Who's dying?
We things are getting heavy. Here I go.
Is this it, though? Yeah, I think it is. That'd be good. And then that leaves us
Can I
with...
take it? Special
I
delivery.
think there's supposed to be another one for Zavid somewhere, I assume, but I just don't know where it is.
Spin, spin. Let it snow.
If I pass by it, I've long since forgotten.
We
But there is the one in Zapka, which we just saw with
There's a
There we go.
certain beauty in winning this.
5 minutes. Really? Dang, that felt way longer than that. I don't know what happens when we beat these all, but we're almost there.
Grunts are just grunts, venomized or not. Take a hike, you monsters. Wear sunscreen. Stay hydrated.
If a mountain lion attacks, wave your arms and make noise.
Why would a mountain lion attack a hellion? That doesn't make any sense.
Youch. Even if they were grunts, it still must have been tough battling them by yourself. Good job, Edna.
It's nothing. Grunts aren't tough by definition. But feel free to maintain your entirely unnecessary concern for me.
Yeah.
Alright, that's no one done. Let me see the... Nope. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Crucibles of Malevolence. Meadow of Triumph. Pearlet Pasture. Briarcliff Ridge. Avery's Hunting Ground. Westron Bow Gorge. Where's this one pointing to? And where's this one pointing to? Up here and down there. What's up here? That's Zapcoot Moor. Okay, yeah, then the last one is in the Swampland, which you haven't been to yet. Alright. So we can just, we're gonna go to that one till later, and we'll skip over to the one in Zapcoot, which is Tapana. I don't know what, Seraph I want to take. I think I'll probably just stick with it. I mean, why try anything different, right? He has healing moves, which are really good. He has some really good attacks. He's handy to have, assuming that we can't get overrun. Sure, it'll all work out.
ready. Yeah! Tiger Blade! Earth Dragon Fang! Sword Blade!
See that new move of his he just got? It's so cool. I'm glad he uses it like all the time. It's very handy.
Ready? Burn!
Oh my gosh, there's too many elephants on screen at the same time.
Be gone! Aqua Blade! Sonic Flurry!
Is that all this trial's gonna be? Just fighting elephants?
Everyone! Aqua Blade! It's time! Howling Blade! Full Tempest! Right!
Okay, no, good.
Ready?
Well, I interrupted him at the literal last second.
Rise and rage! Hang on, everyone! Darn it! Give it to us! Let's keep it up! Sonic Flurry! Sweet dreams!
You could just hit it, Nicolio, I mean, instead of running into him.
Freezing Strike! Frigid Moon! Be gone! Let's keep it up! Hang on, everyone! Ready? Ready? Earth Dragon Fang! Sonic Flurry! Entering Crimson! Freezing Strike! Freezing Strike! Frigid Moon! Ready? Earth Dragon Fang! Sonic Flurry! Burning red, freezing blue, hail and tornado! Strike! Frigid Moon! Yeah! Solar Flare! Rend the darkness! Searing Gale! Burning red, freezing blue, hail and
I really wish the Crucibles were more like this. They were in pairs instead of solo. This fighting in pairs is so much better. Fighting alone is kind of boring and awkward. Especially as a Seraph by yourself. They should never force you to fight as a Seraph by yourself.
dreams! Tiger Blade! Let's keep it up! Sword Rain!
I think in addition to returning to Pendrago and hunting the Iris Gems next time, we should also try to see if there's any other unique monsters I ignored. Because I know there's one in the lake where we saw, I think Forcia was her name the first time. The Lastenbell Seraph who left Lastenbell.
It's time! Howling Blade! Full Tempest! Alright! Aqua Blade! Let's keep it up! Let's get him! Back off! Dreams! Back off! Blade Bang! Dragon Bang! Be gone! Not yet! Aqua Blade! Frigid Moon! Blade Bang! Alright!
I thought that was the last one. Nope. Still got a Bloodsucker. And more Bloodsuckers.
Let's keep it up! Storm Rain! Freezing Strike! Howling Cyclone! Frigid Moon! That's the way! Burning red, freezing blue, yeah! Sweet dreams! Rise and rage, flames! Open the way!
Well, that's new.
Rise and rage, flames! Darn it! Who's off the bed? Burst! Blue Flurry! Breakdown! Burst! Breakdown! As your assault! Blue Flurry! Breakdown! Blue Flurry! Green the compass! Here's the skies! Aerosol! Here's the skies! Here's the skies! Aerosol! Burning red, freezing blue, hail and tandem! Yeah!
These guys are annoying.
Freeze it up!
I really do hate that they don't let you like jump into a mystic art or into any kind of special move if the enemy restrains your attack. It's like done if the attacks land, it's supposed to count. That's how it goes. It's not like, oh, if the attacks land, but only if they affect. I'm like, that's not how it works. It's like, come on. Oh, it does end with a Z. I was like, what? How many enemies have I beaten already? They just keep coming. Cyclops now? No. No. This fight just keeps getting worse.
Nice job, Mikleo. You've been slacking off, haven't you?
Gosh dang, that was intense. Whoa, got a lot of money off of that at least. It just kept going. It's like it's got to end at some point, right?
These Hellions are getting stronger
You
and
think?
stronger.
Well, that's kind of what this place was built for, I guess. Lila, how many crucibles of malevolence are there in total?
There are 7 confirmed locations, but there may be others as yet undiscovered.
And all of them are engaged in this venomization?
I don't know. They were supposed to be sealed by a protector seraph named Goth.
Goff. If I recall, he serves Hayanawa, one of the 5 lords.
So we may have to assume Heldoff has killed him.
We may.
We'll be lucky if he only killed him. If Goff's been kept alive and got thrown into a crucible,
He'd be a dragon by now.
it's just a possibility. But it's Heldoff we're talking about.
That's interesting. Alright. So that leaves just one more Crucible of Malevolence to take care of. But yeah, next time we will continue our search for, or at least I guess start our search officially for the Iris Gems. As we hope, because we need to bribe Maven into telling us the whole story, so that'll be fun. But yeah, that's all next time, which will be tomorrow, probably same time, maybe later, I don't know. However it goes. It's gonna be a really good time though, so hope you all tune in and I'll see you next time. Bye!